There is within each of us a desire to reach beyond the ordinary, to stretch the limits of our abilities, and to discover a deeper meaning to the lives we lead. But before we can truly reach our highest potential, we must first understand what it means to be fully immersed in the work we are called to do. This is the essence of flow, a state where time seems to disappear, where the task at hand becomes both a challenge and a joy, and where we find ourselves working with an effortless ease that belies the effort required. But how do we get there? To begin, we must acknowledge that finding our flow is not an accident. It is not the result of mere chance or fleeting inspiration. It is instead the outcome of intentionality. You must begin with a clear understanding of what you are meant to do, what stirs your soul and gives your work meaning. When you align your efforts with this deeper sense of purpose, you are more likely to find that elusive state of flow. It is the product of being fully engaged in work that matters to you, where your talents and passions intersect with the needs of the world around you. The path to flow is rarely smooth. There will be moments of frustration, doubt, and confusion. Distractions will arise, and temptations will pull you away from your task. You may even question whether you are on the right path at all. These moments of struggle are not signs that you have chosen poorly. They are merely the inevitable byproducts of meaningful growth. It is through persistence, through continuing to work even when the results are not immediately visible, that we sharpen our skills and grow into the person we are meant to become. This brings us to the second key to unlocking your highest potential, the necessity of discipline. Talent alone will not carry you far. In fact, talent without discipline can often be a hindrance, for it leads to complacency and a lack of sustained effort. To truly reach your highest potential, you must cultivate the discipline to continue, to show up even when it is difficult, and to keep pushing forward, inch by inch, toward excellence. It is through disciplined effort that you develop the skills and resilience necessary to achieve your goals. And it is through discipline that you build the character to handle the inevitable setbacks along the way. But discipline alone is not enough. You must also have a sense of purpose that transcends the daily grind. Without purpose, the discipline to continue becomes drudgery. Purpose infuses meaning into your work, turning every task into a step towards something greater. It is purpose that makes the struggle worthwhile, for it allows you to see beyond the present moment and to understand that each challenge is a necessary part of the journey. Understanding the nature of flow. To reach our highest potential, we must first understand the concept of flow and how it serves as a gateway to peak performance. Flow is not just a casual state of being. It is a heightened experience where we are fully engaged, deeply focused, and able to perform at our best. In essence, flow is the psychological state in which an individual is completely absorbed in an activity, experiencing a sense of effortless control and intrinsic enjoyment. This state of immersion results in a remarkable synergy between skill and challenge, where neither feels overwhelming and time seems to pass unnoticed. In order to reach this optimal state, it is essential to align our actions with our innate strengths and passions. Flow occurs most naturally when we are doing something that taps into our deep abilities or interests. When our skills are a match for the challenges presented, we enter into this state with relative ease. But achieving flow is not a random accident or a matter of simple luck. It requires a certain degree of awareness about oneself and the environment in which we operate. The first step toward finding our flow is discovering what we are truly passionate about and where our talents lie. Many people waste years of their lives working on tasks that do not inspire them or do not fit their strengths. When we engage in activities that feel disconnected from our true abilities, it becomes exceedingly difficult to enter a state of flow. If you are trying to achieve something that feels foreign or uninteresting, your mind will constantly drift to other, more stimulating thoughts, preventing you from fully immersing yourself in the task. It is important then to engage in self-reflection and identify where your true talents lie. What activities make you feel alive? What do you lose yourself in, forgetting the passing of time? When you identify these activities, you begin to tap into a key source for flow. Whether it's writing, teaching, creating, or solving complex problems, recognizing your core passions and strengths allows you to focus your energy in a way that nurtures the potential for flow. This self-awareness is foundational because without it, you will spend your energy on tasks that only deplete you, rather than engage and energize you. Once you understand where your true abilities and passions lie, the next step is creating the conditions necessary to foster flow. This involves seeking challenges that match your skill level. Flow thrives when there is a balance between skill and challenge. If a task is too easy, you may become bored. If it's too difficult, you may become frustrated. The sweet spot is a challenge that pushes you to stretch your abilities without overwhelming you. It's important to remember that flow is not about perfection, but about the process. In this space, failure is seen not as a defeat, but as a necessary part of growth. Flow demands focus. To reach your highest potential, you must eliminate distractions that pull your attention away from the task at hand. Modern life is filled with the constant barrage of interruptions, whether from technology, social media, or other external factors. These distractions fragment our attention, making it difficult to achieve the kind of deep concentration required for flow. Therefore, achieving flow requires an intentional commitment to focus and an environment that supports uninterrupted work. The setting in which we work plays a significant role in the likelihood of entering flow. A quiet, distraction-free environment is ideal, but it's also important to have the mental space to allow ideas to flow freely. Sometimes this means decluttering your mind by managing stress, letting go of unnecessary concerns, or setting aside mental tasks that are not relevant to your work at the moment. A clear mind is far more capable of entering flow than a mind clouded by worry, uncertainty, or external pressure. Another key factor in reaching flow is the use of feedback. In order to stay in a flow state, we must be able to gauge how well we are doing and make adjustments as needed. Feedback can come from external sources, such as a teacher or a colleague, or it can be internal, through self-assessment. When we can measure our progress, we gain a sense of accomplishment and motivation, which encourages us to keep going. The feedback loop is essential because it allows us to remain engaged with the task and adjust our approach if necessary. Flow is deeply connected to intrinsic motivation. The activities that lead to flow are not driven by external rewards such as money, recognition, or fame. Rather, they are intrinsically motivating, engaging us because we find the task itself rewarding. This intrinsic motivation fuels perseverance as we pursue mastery for the sake of learning and growth, not for external validation. The more we engage in intrinsically rewarding tasks, the more likely we are to enter flow. In a broader sense, reaching your highest potential through flow is not simply about personal achievement. It is also about contributing something meaningful to the world. When you are working in your flow state, you are not only elevating your own abilities, but also enriching the experiences of those around you. Whether it's through sharing knowledge, creating art, or developing solutions to problems, the flow you experience in your work can have a profound and positive impact on others. Your highest potential is realized not just in personal success, but in your capacity to contribute meaningfully to the world. Overcoming obstacles. To unlock our highest potential, it is essential to acknowledge the inevitable obstacles that arise along the path to success. These barriers are not merely external challenges, they are often internal, deeply rooted in our fears, doubts, and perceptions of our own limitations. Overcoming obstacles is a critical part of the journey toward realizing your fullest potential, and understanding how to deal with these challenges can make all the difference between stagnation and growth. One of the most significant internal obstacles people face is fear. Fear often manifests as self-doubt, uncertainty, or an intense worry about failure. It is a powerful emotion that can paralyze us, preventing us from taking the risks necessary for growth and development. The fear of failure, in particular, can cause many to shy away from stepping outside their comfort zones or pursuing ambitious goals. This fear is grounded in the belief that failure will define us, that it will expose our inadequacies, or that it will cause irreparable damage. However, what many fail to realize is that failure is not an end, but a step in the process of success. Every successful individual has encountered failure, and it is through failure that they have learned, adapted, and ultimately improved. To overcome fear, we must redefine our relationship with failure, viewing it not as something to be avoided at all costs, but as a necessary teacher on the path to success. To fear. Another obstacle that often stands in the way of reaching our highest potential is self-doubt. This pervasive feeling makes us question our abilities, even when we have the skills and experience to succeed. Self-doubt can be a result of comparison to others, imposter syndrome, or the belief that we are not worthy of success. It is critical to recognize that self-doubt is a normal human experience, but it is not a reflection of reality. The key to overcoming self-doubt lies in developing self-awareness and cultivating self-compassion. Self-awareness allows us to identify when we are being overly critical of ourselves and to challenge the negative thoughts that fuel our doubt. Self-compassion, on the other hand, helps us treat ourselves with kindness and patience, understanding that growth takes time and that we are worthy of success regardless of setbacks or imperfections. David Struthers. Distractions are another significant obstacle that often prevents us from reaching our highest potential. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Social media, constant notifications, and a fast-pacing lifestyle can all contribute to a fragmented attention span. These distractions can make it difficult to maintain focus on long-term goals and to engage deeply in the work required to achieve them. The constant barrage of external stimuli pulls us away from what matters most, making it easy to lose sight of our purpose. Overcoming distractions requires a conscious effort to create an environment conducive to focus. This might involve limiting digital interruptions, setting aside dedicated time for deep work, and eliminating anything that detracts from the task at hand. It also requires developing the discipline to resist the temptation to multitask, as studies have shown that multitasking often reduces productivity and increases mental fatigue. Focus is the cornerstone of flow, and without it, our ability to reach our highest potential is compromised. Another challenge that many people face is the inability to manage time effectively. Time, like other resources, is finite, and how we use it plays a pivotal role in achieving our goals. One common struggle is the tendency to overcommit or to take on too many tasks at once. When we spread ourselves too thin, we dilute our efforts, leaving little room for deep, meaningful work. Time management is not about doing more things. It is about doing the right things with purpose and intention. Prioritizing tasks, setting clear goals, and breaking down larger objectives into smaller, manageable steps are all effective strategies for overcoming time obstacles. By being deliberate in how we allocate our time, we ensure that we are dedicating sufficient energy to the activities that will bring us closer to realizing our highest potential. External circumstances, such as lack of resources, limited opportunities, or even unsupportive environments, can also pose significant challenges. While we cannot always control these external factors, we do have control over how we respond to them. The key to overcoming external obstacles is resilience, the ability to adapt, persevere, and maintain a positive outlook despite adversity. Resilient individuals do not let external setbacks define them or derail their progress. Instead, they find ways to work around obstacles, leveraging creativity and resourcefulness to make progress despite limited resources. It may mean finding alternative paths or seeking out support from others, but it is the ability to persist through tough circumstances that separates those who reach their potential from those who give up too soon. Sometimes, the obstacle may be a lack of clarity about the path forward. In these moments of confusion or uncertainty, it is easy to feel lost or directionless. The solution to this obstacle lies in patience and continuous learning. Reaching your highest potential is not always a straightforward journey. There will be times when the next step is unclear, and you must rely on exploration and experimentation. Embrace the uncertainty and trust that with each step, you will gain greater clarity. It is through this process of trial and error, of learning from mistakes and adjusting your course, that you build the resilience and understanding necessary to reach your goals. Another obstacle to reaching your highest potential is the tendency to rely too heavily on external validation. While feedback from others can be valuable, allowing others' opinions to define your worth can be detrimental to your growth. It is important to develop internal sources of motivation and validation. When you rely on internal validation, you are more likely to stay true to your own values and purpose, rather than constantly seeking approval from others. This self-reliance allows you to stay focused on your own path, regardless of the opinions and expectations of others. The role of purpose and discipline. Reaching your highest potential is not solely about raw talent or fleeting inspiration. It is about aligning your actions with a clear sense of purpose and cultivating the discipline required to make sustained progress toward your goals. Purpose and discipline work hand in hand to guide you on your journey to personal growth, achievement, and fulfillment. So why is it so difficult to reach a goal that feels important? Without purpose, your efforts may feel aimless or unfulfilling, while without discipline, even the clearest purpose can falter in the face of obstacles. Together, they create the structure and motivation necessary to reach the heights of your potential. Purpose is the foundation upon which all meaningful progress is built. It serves as your guiding star, the deeper why behind your actions and goals. Without purpose, life can feel like a series of disconnected tasks or routines, lacking direction or meaning. Purpose is what gives those tasks significance, transforming them from mundane duties into steps towards something greater. It provides clarity when faced with uncertainty and resilience in times of difficulty. The power of purpose lies in its ability to connect you to a deeper sense of meaning, helping you to see beyond the challenges and to remain focused on the long-term vision. When your actions are driven by purpose, the effort required to achieve your goals no longer feels burdensome. Instead, it becomes an intrinsic part of your journey toward fulfillment. The first step in cultivating purpose is identifying what truly matters to you. This requires a process of deep self-reflection, where you ask yourself questions about your values, passions, and the impact you want to have on the world. Purpose is not something that can be found in external validation or approval from others. It comes from within. Whether it is a passion for helping others, a desire to create something meaningful, or a commitment to personal growth, your purpose must resonate with your core values and beliefs. When you align your actions with your purpose, you feel a sense of congruence between what you do and who you are. This alignment creates a sense of inner fulfillment that cannot be derived from external success alone. Once purpose is established, discipline becomes the vehicle through which that purpose is pursued. Discipline is the ability to remain committed to your goals, even when faced with distractions, setbacks, or fatigue. It is the strength to show up day after day, even when motivation wanes or the path ahead seems unclear. Discipline is often misunderstood as a rigid, joyless force that limits freedom. In reality, discipline is the practice of developing self-control and consistency, which frees you to focus on what truly matters. It allows you to channel your energy into productive actions that align with your purpose, rather than being derailed by fleeting temptations or momentary distractions. One of the core aspects of discipline is the ability to delay gratification. In a world that often prioritizes immediate rewards and instant gratification, discipline requires you to take a long-term view. The path to reaching your highest potential is rarely quick or easy. It is a journey that requires consistent effort, perseverance, and sacrifice. Discipline is the force that keeps you moving forward, even when the rewards seem distant or unclear. By learning to prioritize long-term goals over short-term pleasures, you begin to make choices that contribute to your overall success and well-being. This delayed gratification is not a denial of pleasure, but rather a conscious choice to invest in something more meaningful in the future. Another key aspect of discipline is the development of habits. Habits are the small, repeated actions that accumulate over time to create significant change. When you cultivate positive habits that align with your purpose, you make incremental progress toward your highest potential without needing to rely solely on motivation or willpower. Habits create structure and consistency in your life, ensuring that your efforts remain focused and directed toward your goals. For example, a writer may develop a daily writing habit. A student may create a study routine, or an athlete may commit to regular training. These small actions, when practiced consistently, compound over time and lead to significant results. To maintain discipline, it is also important to cultivate a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. Those with a growth mindset are not discouraged by challenges or failures. Rather, they view them as opportunities for growth and improvement. This mindset fosters resilience and encourages you to keep going, even when progress seems slow. When you adopt a growth mindset, discipline becomes easier to maintain. because you see each setback as a lesson rather than a reason to give up. It is this mindset that helps you stay focused on the process of growth rather than being fixated on immediate results. Discipline also requires a certain level of accountability. Whether you have an external mentor, a support system, or personal goals, being accountable for your actions and progress helps you stay on track. Accountability provides the necessary feedback and motivation to keep you moving forward, especially when the road gets tough. Having someone or something to answer to can serve as a powerful reminder of the commitment you've made to your goals. This accountability can take many forms, from setting clear, measurable objectives to seeking guidance from someone who shares your values and aspirations. Discipline involves the ability to navigate distractions, both external and internal. External distractions, such as technology, social media, or even other people's demands, can easily pull you away from your work and derail your focus. Internal distractions, such as doubts, anxieties, or negative self-talk, can create mental barriers that impede your progress. To maintain discipline, you must be able to identify and manage these distractions effectively. This requires setting boundaries, creating a conducive environment for work, and developing strategies to quiet the mind when it wanders. Purpose and discipline are not static traits. They are skills that require continuous development and refinement. As you pursue your highest potential, you will encounter new challenges and opportunities for growth. In each of these moments, you will have the opportunity to refine your purpose, adjust your goals, and strengthen your discipline. This iterative process is what allows you to continue progressing, learning, and evolving on your journey. By cultivating a strong sense of purpose and the discipline to follow through on your commitments, you create the conditions for sustained success. Purpose provides the clarity and motivation needed to stay focused on your goals, while discipline ensures that your actions remain consistent, intentional, and aligned with that purpose. Together they form the bedrock of personal growth and achievement, allowing you to reach your highest potential.